Today is a very special day indeed, guys, that the riddlers have pointed to. Now, in my belief, there are going to be 3 moons for XRP to moon. Let's begin. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. XRP's $3.03, 33. Well, you look at that, and guess on the day it's at that price, which is today. And what's today? Look at this. There are no coincidences. Now, guys, there's the fun part of XRP in the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting. Baba Cooks once upon a time tweeted out to August 23rd, 2025. But guess what that is? August is the 8th month. 2 plus 3 is 5, the day. And then 2025 is 9. 5, 8, 9. Not only is it a 589 day, but as well, deleting my account August 23rd, which is 13, because 8 plus 5 is 13. We got 589 and 13. Today would truly be, if XRP were to moon today, I wouldn't even be surprised, right? But what if there needs to be a date that connects to 589, 13, and 33 for us to truly see moon? That's like every star being aligned, guys, right? I don't even know if that's possible. But who knows? Now, it truly does begin. From Baba Cooks, August 22nd to September 22nd, enjoy this part of the timeline, right? So officially begins, guys. Why? Because America will be activated here, right? United States has already been activated, and it goes until September, guys. Okay, and then a different currency will become activated, but we should start to see a lot of news coming out from America, from the United States, from perhaps Donald Trump, perhaps a lot of bullish catalysts, right? That will propel XRP to go higher. It's during this month, by the way, right? During this duration of August 22nd to September 22nd, which is why Baba Cooks told us enjoy this part of the timeline. I think it's going to be good because lawsuits ended and all the ETF filers suddenly have massive interest in updating their ETFs, right? Yeah, it just happened suddenly, guys. Well, that's what happens with XRP here, right? Perhaps we'll go up and never stop. Now, while we are on the topic of ETFs, guys, look at this from Smoke. JPMorgan is actively releasing projections on the anticipated capital inflows in XRP ETP could attract once it secures trading approval. They call it sizing up the XRP ETP opportunity documented. Now, this has to be the craziest documents I've ever seen in my entire life, because supposedly this seems legit. Source TradingView, JPMorgan estimates. Okay, and what they explicitly say here, guys, is basically figure 10. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETPs make up only 3 to 6% of total tokens market cap. Okay, that's for Bitcoin. 6% Bitcoin ETP penetration, 6% for Bitcoin, Ethereum 3%, guys, and Solana and XRP. Now, sizing Solana and XRP ETP opportunity, possible ETP assets in first 6 to 12 months. XRP's calculation, current market cap, okay, XRP at 6% penetration, 8.4 billion, right, the same as Bitcoin. And then XRP at 3% penetration, 4 billion, guys. Okay, comparable or similar to Ethereum calculations over there, right, as shown in the figure. So Solana and XRP ETPs could attract $3 to $8 billion by Ethereum Bitcoin penetration standards. Like, we're talking about billions of dollars flooding in. Do people not realize what's about to occur with XRP? Right, and I still see, I don't know, I'm not trying to bash anyone, but a price projections of XRP going to like $4, $5, right? And they say, oh, that's going to be the top of the cycle, right? Yeah, maybe that's a short-term price target, but long-term, guys, all the floodgates will open up. Okay, it's quite simple. Look how much money will be pouring in, a lot, right? Which is why Mr. Poole told us $33. Now you may be wondering, oh, 33, that's it? No, guys, because it's probably the starting point, right? Here's why. The bear told us a very simple message here. The bear on his hat has what? 3 moons covering the bells on his hat. Okay, 3 sets of moons, and it's never changed throughout time. Look at this, 3 here too, boom, 3 here too, right? 3 right here. Why? Because perhaps price has been set from G9. Price has been set. There's probably 3 sets of prices that will come into fruition, right? To those certain set prices overnight or suddenly. Okay, maybe perhaps one of them is $33, but I do believe there are 3 different sets of moons here, as clearly shown on the BG123 image, guys. Okay, or hat. Now, this account, by the way, G9, literally tweeted at the same time Arthur Brittle tweeted out, right? And the chances of that happening are so slim to none. Okay, I couldn't find it, but someone actually posted and did the calculations from Grok, or an AI calculated what are the chances that this account and Arthur Brittle tweet at the same exact time, right? It's basically close to 0, guys, right? There's still a chance, but there are no coincidences, and that comes from this account, right? That price has been set, okay, which the bear told us it's most likely the case that the price has been set, right? So XRP will probably go to certain set prices in due time. Now, I'm really excited, to be honest, because when we talk about the number 3, it's a very significant number. I don't know why it is, but I do know from Nikola Tesla, there's a quote that goes like 369, right? It holds the key to the universe or something like that. So 3 is a very special number indeed, because even BlackRock Will too said once lawsuit ends, you need to hold your XRP for the next 3 months. So the lawsuit is officially concluded, official on paper, right, from the courts. So now 3 months from this date, guys, takes us to November, right? September, October, November. Okay. Which is fascinating, because guess what happens during the month of November? I mean, end of a CBPR plus coexistence in November 2025. Now, the coexistence period is scheduled to end on November 22nd, 2025. It says CBPR Plus is Swift's program to implement the ISO 222 standard for cross-border payments and reporting, right? So basically, updating the system, guys. Now, what's fascinating about this date as well, guys, okay, November 22nd, you know why that's weird? Look at this. Here are a few simple connections I found for the month of November. November to remember for Mr. Poole, right? I remember November was when XRP was raging. So if history does repeat, this November we could see another of those chaotic moments for XRP price, right? Look at this, November 23rd, a day later. November 23rd, there's a lot of flipping the switch here. 1123, will you still be here? Will you be here when it's all over? Right? So there's a bunch of connections for this date, guys. So again, could be perfect timing here, right? Could most definitely be perfect timing. Now, different sets of prices. Right. Now it would make sense for it to be this way, I think, is because of the liquidity, right? To test XRP's liquidity at a certain price, then you flip it to the next price, then you flip it to the last price, right? So the banks can ease their way in using XRP. Now, warning: $1,000 midnight tonight, $1,000 XRP in 1 hour, right? It's he never changed his tune here. He always said it, guys, that he believes $1,000, or at least 4 digits, from Uphold as well. Right, so isn't it a little bit weird that Uphold and Exchange tweets that out too, the same time the Riddlers did? It will happen. Why? Not Financial Advice Crypto got the code cracked. Bearable Guy 123's first 589 meme was a picture of the United Nations headquarters. Okay, right here, end of year 2018, 589 plus. Okay, the same image right here. their HQ, guys. But why is the UN very significant? Because listen to this, right? They will bring forth XRP to reign supreme, and this is how it will hit very high prices in due time. Now, financial advice.
Is the Grateful Dead really just a hippie band whose song Ripple resonates with executives at Ripple?
Grateful Dead, super fan. It's related to the song Ripple from the Grateful Dead. We always love the Grateful Dead.
Or does their presence at the highest level agenda in the world reveal a much deeper connection to Ripple than their music? Remember from this video how every single country signed on to a single world agenda 10 years ago without their citizens ever even knowing about it?
Did you know that every single government in the world has committed...
Pause. Now, I just remembered Grateful Dead, Ripple, right? If I'm not mistaken, Peter Thiel actually influenced Bragg Rollinghouse, right? Peter Thiel, if I'm not mistaken, once again, which Chris Larson, I think, advocated for Bragg Rollinghouse to be Ripple CEO. Okay, now Peter Thiel is a very strange person because supposedly he's giving an antichrist message, or there's a conference or something like that, guys, in the month of September as well, right? So this is all planned out for that new prophecy, right? For the prophecies of thousands of years ago to be fulfilled. I'm not even kidding.
Did you know that every single government in the world has committed to these? Every single government to agree to these. The government of Norway, the government of Australia, the government of Ethiopia, the government of Rwanda.
An agenda that requires crypto to succeed, that basically describes XRP's use case, the Sustainable Development Goals.
An alliance of governments and companies and international organizations that are each committed, each has to commit before they join the alliance to moving away from cash to some form of digital option. We've got to solve this problem.
Some form of digital option, right? Now, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Bible speak of this? Right? Interesting.
And we have to solve it because we care about achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
Literally the...
So the reason why they're going to bring upon this new era, right, of blockchain technology to be integrated into the traditional financial system is because of the Sustainable Development Goals, right? Better for the environment. Bitcoin, you're not included, and until you change, which you will one day, but it's most definitely XRP. Right.
North Star of innovation in the fourth industrial revolution for the past 10 years, and still the general population has no idea what the SDGs are. Grateful Dead co-founder and United Nations Goodwill Ambassador of the SDGs, Bob Weir. Weir's role as Goodwill Ambassador is to shine a spotlight on the important part climate action plays in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, which were agreed upon by world leaders to protect the environment and achieve a brighter future for all. So the guy who founded the Grateful Dead is an SDGs ambassador, the world agenda every single country signed up for that describes, envisages, and requires the exact digital money system Ripple and XRP are building. Weird, but it keeps going. Here's the Grateful Dead partnering with 5 different companies for the SDGs.
Which is why XRP has already been chosen. It's literally already been chosen. So be very fortunate and grateful for this opportunity. The bear wasn't lying, and he spoke the truth. A fool that spoke the truth. Isn't that a weird thing to say? Ironic. 823 for Mr. Pool, be happy, right? Good times are incoming. That could be price action as well, right? That literally makes this type of vibration or explosion on Earth. So let us see what happens, guys. I'm really excited, but yeah, things are getting exciting, aren't they? Now, financial advice. But anyways, that's all for this. See ya.